Welcome to the Gaming Pulpit, where I sit there and talk about the shit that bothers me the most about the video gaming industry, or just whatever pleases me, whatever the fuck I want to talk about. And today we are going to be talking about three things. One, we're going to be talking about the NPDs for November, which also has Black Friday. Two, we're going to be talking about these ridiculous rumors about Sony being acquired by Apple, or even just the fucking motion pictures. And three, where is three? Hold on. Three, we are going to be talking about, oh man, what did I do? Sorry guys. I'm sorry, let me just take a look here. It's not going to take time. I should have had this shit prepared, but you know what I mean? Like, I tried preparing my shit and I realized that, people don't give a fuck about these videos. Oh yeah. There's some people talking about, you know, should Sony fans be worried about the silence that Sony is doing right now. So don't forget to like the video if you do like it. Also leave in the comments what you liked about the video, what you disliked about the video, and if you liked it, definitely I would appreciate a sub there. So let's get started here with the NPDs. First and foremost, Sony has yet again whooped ass. Of course, they're not going to really be talking about like numbers and stuff like that. They haven't done that in a while. But it goes as follows. Every platform, the major platform that is a Switch, Xbox One, and the PS4 has successfully sold 1.3 million units. We don't know exactly how much, but we definitely know that it is at least 1,300,000. So here is what I am looking at here, courtesy of Reset Era. I should really have a better courtesy here. What is it? Matt Piscatella, I believe, is this bastard's name. But thank you so much for the numbers and the content here. If I can get this shit to work. Like, I pressed the damn button. Go take it back. All right. So a couple of takeaways here, and I'm only going to talk about the things that matters the most. Okay, let's see here. Red Dead Redemption 2 was the best-selling game for that month. So, you know, and it's also the second best-selling game for the year as well. I believe the first one is Black Ops. Black Ops 4 is the best-selling game of the year. And that's mainly due to the fact that they are driven by their whole, you know, what do you call that fucking battle royale type gameplay. It was intriguing, and it was the best battle royale experience you can get. Everything was buggy or too cartoony. So I give them props for that. I don't give a fuck about Fallout 76. I really don't even give a fuck. But that's down. That falls short of New Vegas and I believe the Fallout 4. And I don't give a fuck about Nintendo shit, as you already know. So let's talk about specifically the PlayStation shit, because you already know I'm a Sony pony. So Black Friday deals help God of War. Sony's God of War returns to the monthly top 20 bestseller list for the first time since August, and is ranked the 16th best-selling game of November, and is currently the 7th best-selling game to date. The rest of the motherfucking games are actually multi-platforms. I don't want to give a fuck about the hardware year to date. Just know that it is, let's take a look here, it has been increased, and it's mainly due to the NES and Super NES. The rest of them pretty much stayed stagnant, you know what I'm saying? So I already went over the games. Let's see, I did see, let's see here, hardware. For the first time in history, 3 consoles performed more than 1 million units. So they're actually more than 1 million units. And as for the Switch, okay, generate 1.3. Okay, no really care. Okay, here we go. PS4 was the leading hardware platform of November 2018 in just the actual unit sales, and the Switch was generating more money per, you know, for that month. So it doesn't cost that much to maintain the the Switch. I'm so used to the fucking Wii and Wii U and all that other stupid shit. I'm so stuck in last generation, it's not even funny. But It must not cost that much to actually, you know, manufacture that console, you know, and they didn't have a price cut. There was a super price cut for the PS4 that Black Friday, like real like ultra like price cut. So I was like, wow, shit. So that's the news for that. I just find it curious though that it took so damn long to basically come up with these general numbers. It's funny. It used to, when Microsoft was in the lead, these numbers were coming out back to back to back to back, and then Sony stopped giving out their numbers because it was making them look bad and nobody gave a fuck. So I guess now that Sony doesn't want to give out the numbers, regardless of if they're winning or not, Microsoft was like, no. That pretty much is the general consensus that nobody wants to give out their fucking numbers. Like, nobody. So you gotta fucking, like, guess, basically. And that's fine. You know what I mean? Niggas don't need to know that shit anyway. Like, what the fuck you need to know about these numbers? Only for fucking piss and bragging rights, I'm assuming. So that is the biggest thing there that I could really say. It's just, to me, looks kind of like a conspiracy theory about, like, how it took so fucking long. It was almost as if, you know, they were trying to find some way to damage control everything else, you know, kind of paint it in a good light. So I believe I've covered the NPD. I'm trying to think about what else did I want to talk about here. It was the NPD. Oh, that's what I want to say. How could I fucking forget? So anyway, people are saying ridiculously that Sony is going to be bought. There's rumors that Sony was going to be bought by Apple. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? Apple. Even though Apple is $1 trillion company, nobody wants to take on a debt that is Sony's debt. I mean, yeah, they're doing great now, but that's a lot of shit that they would have to do. And if you recall, the reason why Apple became successful back in like the 80s going into the 90s is because they started cutting off the extracurricular shit that they were selling. You know, the computers and laptops and not like, well, tablets, whatever they had back then. I don't even fucking remember, but I knew they were making more than just fucking iPads and iPods. They consolidated it to the iMacs and then the iPods, and then they expanded that way. It was just like literally like two businesses and stuff like that, and they made laptops and et cetera, et cetera. You know, the rest is history. I don't want that route to go with Sony. I don't want that to be the route that Sony takes. Either way, that's neither here or there because it's not going to happen. So the first rumor that I heard was that, oh Jesus, Sony's going to be bought out by Apple, and it's okay. Apple's not going to go into debt buying. I mean, take on that much debt to buy Sony for no reason at all. There's no reason why they want to take on that much debt and all those factories they have to close and all those pink slips that they give out. And on top of it, you have to want to be bought. You know, Apple doesn't have any major stakes in Sony anyway, so they have no say. There's no fucking say in it. And it's like, what is it? It all came from what is it? Vanity or whatever the fuck that the publication is. They have an inkling that they're going to be sold or whatever the fucking case is. It's like, what are you serious? Really? There's no basis to it. There's no like secret. They just believe that the trends are that Sony is going to be bought out by Apple. It seems to be that way. There was no rumors at all. That's number one. So Sony, obviously, especially being a Japanese company, is not going to be bought out by an American company. They got way too much fucking pride for that shit. It just wouldn't make any sense for Apple or on Apple's end or Sony's end. So then, if you look deeper into the issue here, or into this rumor, supposedly quote-unquote rumor, it became that really it wasn't Sony, it was Sony Pictures. Because they feel that oh gosh, I keep saying them, Apple wanted to go into the fray and, you know, they wanted to do all this other extra bullshit. They wanted to get into the movie and TV and business. And solidify themselves. Sony did a lot of fucking work trying to better themselves in the movie industry. you know, they did something daring as to release a spin-off to Spider-Man, which is the Venom movie, and it paid off. It was an okay movie. It wasn't bad or good. It was an okay movie. It was enjoyable. A little bit worse than what you would get from the MCU, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? But it did almost $1 billion, that movie. It was $200,000 shy of $1 billion. You know what I mean? So they're doing that. They're making their own like cinematic universe with the Spider-Man. They also have the highly acclaimed Into the Spider-Verse cartoon. And then, you know, they had Jumanji that did really, really fucking well. They have other shows like Seinfeld, and they're not getting rid of all of that at all. At the bare minimum, you know what I'm saying? Especially if it's doing it's already doing well. They're not getting rid of that. And Apple doesn't even fucking want to buy them anyway. It doesn't make any kind of sense that they would want to take on to those IPs. They're not important enough. This rumor is being sparked, and I've seen it all over the fucking place. I ain't want to talk about it either, but fuck it. That's the new wave, right? They were so. There's a lot of MCU Disney fanboys that want to see Spider-Man back into the Disney wing, under the Disney wing. And if Sony allows themselves to, or if they give away or they give up the Sony pictures, then the rights go back to Disney. It reverts back to Disney. And people are hoping and praying for a fucking Spider-Man. Like, Spider-Man wasn't even that fucking good of a movie. The Homecoming, it was okay. And this is coming from a Spider-Man fan. I enjoy Venom over their take on the fucking, you know, Spider-Man. I don't like what they do. It's very generic to me. I really don't. I don't give a fuck how much money it makes. I don't like it. But they, you know, Sony spent a good 3 years building up their, you know, their reputation for them to be bought out by Apple, and then that's still debt that Apple will have to take on as well. They're not buying that shit. It's not important to Apple. It really isn't. It isn't. It's not a smart move for Apple to even take them anyway. It's just not. Just for fucking Spider-Man. Like, shut the fuck up. They're not going to take it. God, these fucking fanboys of the MCU is so fucking annoying. I don't like you guys. Go to hell. So, either way, you look at it, that's the rumor. And I'm like, anyway. The last thing I want to really talk about is I've been reading on gaming forums and how because Sony isn't really saying too much about their, you know, they're not showing their hands for this card game, this poker game. There's no reason why they should show it. You know what I mean? So anyway, the fanboys of Microsoft yet again is doing some fuckery yet again, asking, are you guys really afraid? This is on forums. You can go search this shit out anyway. Are you annoyed that Sony is playing quiet? No, I'm not annoyed that Sony's playing quiet. Guess what? Because I'm actually playing video games for me to be annoyed. They already satiated my needs. Unless I run out of games, that's the only time I'm going to be fucking quiet. That I'm going to be irritated about their quietness. They satiated my needs. I don't care. And it's like always these fanboys all the fucking time making a big deal out of nothing. It's so fucking annoying. If the fans don't give a fuck about it, why the fuck do you care about it? Worry about your fucking Sea of Thieves. Worry about that. Worry about your Scarlet. Dig up news on that. We don't care about what you're saying. There's always the squeakiest wheels get all the fucking attention. Nobody cares. Like, I'm good. We have our Spider-Man. We have our Last of Us. We have our Ghost of Tsushima. We know it's coming. They don't have to keep talking. It's Microsoft that needs to keep talking because they have nothing really to show, or they're late in the game. Everything that Microsoft is doing is for this next generation, not this one. So Sony already built up their reputation. on what they're doing. They already done their reputation. They already built up their reputation. So we know that games are coming and good games are coming. We don't need to really care about why they're silent for. We know why they're silent for. They're quiet because they're working on the PS5 and all the subsequent games that's coming along with it. That's really what's going on. You know what I mean? And then on top of it, the competition. I was like, Microsoft copied a lot. They copied Sony a lot. And people can say that Sony copies Nintendo. No. What you gonna say, the Wii? Like the fucking motion controls? They already had the motion controls on the PS2 days. They already did that. They just came out with it. I would say that Nintendo implemented it better than Sony, but they already had patents way before the Wii. Are you talking about Rumble? They changed the Rumble game. You fucking needed batteries for that shit. Or an extension. You had to plug in for the N64. You had to buy the Rumble instead of it being built into the controllers. You know what I mean? And on top of it, the analog stick. Fucking Atari had analog sticks. They gave you 2 of them. They were the only company that gave you fucking 2 of them for 3D controls. So they took an idea and they made it better like every fucking other company on earth. It's Microsoft that literally copied and pasted, and they usually do a worse job, to be perfectly honest with you, such as PlayStation Home back in the day. They copy that with the fucking the fucking avatars. And the list can go on. I'm not even gonna fucking waste my breath saying that shit. But I wouldn't want my competition knowing what the fuck I was doing with my shit either. It's scary. You don't want them to know. You don't want them to fuck up your whole shit. And I don't blame them. Anyway, that's all the little rant that I have to offer. I'm not going to do any more, trying to do like little intros or anything like that. Why? Because I made a whole bunch of fucking videos that really didn't get no fucking play. Yeah, I sound a little bitter. I am. I definitely am. I am very bitter about that shit because you put your time and effort into shit. It doesn't. And now there's really not a bad video, but it has no business being viewed as much as it's been viewed. It just doesn't. I'm just like, why? Why is this video out of all videos being viewed? But it is what it is. That's the nature of the beast. I'm not no more intros or anything like that until these videos start popping the fuck off. Then I'll do it. Anyway, let me know in the comments what you liked about the video, what you disliked about the video, and if you liked it, a sub would be greatly appreciated.